Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by A.G. Heinz Company. How many businesses do you know of that have lasted more than 100 years, that have been in one family's hands for 4 generations? Well, that's A.G. Heinz Company, East Tennessee's best supplier of building materials and tools. Start your next home improvement project at A.G. Heinz Company. View them at agheinz.com or get down to Heinz Street, downtown Knoxville, and see them in person. You're going to like them. The best team of people in the world. You will love them if you go down there. A.G. Heinz Company. Okay, take a look here at last week's dynamic duo. You see the Tennessee-Mississippi State game on top. Tennessee had 72 points. Knecht 28, Zeigler 26. They combined for 54. That was 75% of Tennessee's scoring. Yesterday against Georgia, Tennessee with 85 points. Knecht scored 36, Zeigler 18. Again, they combined for 54 points, 63% of their score. On the week, those two guys combined for 108 points and 68% of Tennessee's scoring. That's remarkable. I can't remember the last time you had two guys that went off like that. So let's take a look at the next one. Knecht. Back on track. What you see on the left, those are the games before he hurt his ankle. You see them down through the North Carolina game where he hurt his ankle. There's an asterisk there because I'm putting Mississippi State and Georgia back in. What you find, you see the minutes were higher, okay? So whether it was the ankle or something else, the minutes were lower on the right, points were lower. So these games where it looks like he's healthy, 32 minutes, 32 minutes a game, 22 points, 23 points, compared to 23 minutes and 10 points. Okay, I'm going to chalk some of that up to the ankle. Maybe not all of it. I'll get your take on that. And then let's look at Zeigler. This is simply his first 10 games and their last 6 games. He went from 23 minutes to 35 minutes. Points went from 5 to 18 a game. Field goal attempts went from 6 to 12 a game. Assists went up. Turnovers barely went up. He had 6 turnovers yesterday. Got to work on that. But this was his best 6-game run as a Tennessee player. All right, out to the group here, and we'll start with Will, and I want you guys to talk about Zeigler, talk about Knecht, what's changed, what's good, what's working. But, Will, I ask you, it's a great thing that you got 2 guys that can do that. Is it a good or a bad thing that they have to do that?
Oh, no, absolutely not. And I think Tennessee tried to get away from that yesterday, and then they weren't hitting shots on the outside, and then also the officials were really blowing a quick whistle. So what do? Take your 2 guys who can dribble penetrate, try to get them to the free throw line. It worked out for Tennessee. They were able to get a win. But doesn't this look more like the 76ers than where you have Joel Embiid and James Harden rather than a Rick Barnes offense normally, right? You have guys spacing the floor, 2 guys driving, and that's kind of what it seems like Tennessee's offense is. And as someone who was kind of criticized and said, hey, Barnes needs to evolve into what today's modern basketball is, well, they're doing that right now, it seems like. But at the same time, that means you live and die by what those 2 guys do because those are the 2 guys that can take people off the dribble.
Yeah. Mark?
Well, one thing I liked yesterday is that Knecht was starting to bring the ball up on the floor. And what was happening is, Knecht has that first step. So if you extend out and you're going to ball pressure him at the half court, he can rise by it. If you don't and you pack it in, he's got the length to be able to get to a spot and rise up and hit a jump shot. My thing is, with what we've seen historically with Barnes programs is guys get hurt late. And you got 37 minutes in each of these games about this week. And if they got to play that type of minutes, it's not about being really good in January, February. We just talked about it. It's about being ready for the tournament.
Being healthy in March.
If winning these basketball games means they're playing 34, 35 minutes a game plus, I don't know if that's the right for a long run into the tournament.
How many years in a row have I brought those numbers out on this show, and we've shown the percentage of minutes that he gives to his starting 5 compared to the percentage of minutes of other coaches, and we've asked, is this why they've had a hard time at tournament time where they've kind of run down? No way to know for sure if that's it, but he does give a higher percentage of minutes to his starters than most coaches out there. Haven't looked at it this year, but we've done those comparisons in the past, and it's usually Barnes skewing toward that side. So that is one to watch. Isaiah, let me ask you this. You were talking in that first segment about a guy like Knecht going off like that can demoralize a defense. A guy like Knecht going off like that, how much can that make the other guys on his own team say, well, here? I mean, is there a danger in too many of your own players take a back seat and just wait for this guy to go do his thing?
It can be dangerous, but it's a good kind of danger. So you want to have that problem because you want to have a guy that can take over a game. I still say that. Yeah. Zeigler, he's steady all game. He's a leader, so we like that. And everybody's got to figure out how to play the style of ball that we play when they're really going, because that's where we're going to go back to that high pick and roll with Knecht. I thought in the Mississippi State game, you could tell that we hadn't did it with him in a while, and he was kind of almost shooting every time. Well, I was thinking, man, if he just get everybody else involved, and then the next game, you notice he got some more passes in, and he got some open guys. So if he makes everybody else better, he can score when he wants to, I think. So if he makes everybody else around him better, that's the way we evolve as a team, and that gives us another layer aside from the system that we run.
I never thought I'd say it, but Meshack's improvement and ability to shoot the basketball is going to be a key down the stretch. Because defensively, he is a guy that Barnes wants to play. And if he can keep shooting at that 40% clip, now all of a sudden you stay in that ball screen offense and Meshack can stay on the floor because he's got the threat of being able to shoot the three, changes our team.
The one thing is Vescovi. That's the one concern that I have because I think he has to be a consistent knocking down the outside shot to space the floor the way that they need to be able to run that offense, in my opinion.
Which I think gets back to taking more shots, personally.
Finding good shots within the offense,
Okay. When we come back, I wanted to talk about the Tennessee's defense and what went on with the guards yesterday. We've already touched on it already. We'll touch on it again, and then we'll find something else to talk about. Tennessee basketball next, coming back.